with a powerhouse who has literally been in the real estate business 30 days, licensed 30 days ago. And I'm blown away by her. She's already has 3 houses under contract. And she also assisted one of our agents while they were out of town, put her buyers under contract. I'm like, dang, that's fire, girl. So Christine Miller, you're new to the industry. You're not new to the community, though. Tell me this. You're a mom. You're a grandma. You've done merchandising. You've done graphic design. You've kind of got a good work background, right? Tell me this. When did you decide to get in real estate, and what propelled you forward with that? And what do you think is the difference between you and someone else who's been 60, 90, 3 or 4 months in the business and they have nothing going on?
What got me started in real estate really is I've always loved houses. And
Oh, no.
I know that's like the thing they tell you not to say, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But I always wanted to buy and flip when my kids were little, and I never got into it. But I would say the other thing is that I love people.
Yes.
I like being with people.
Yes.
And merchandising, I was in a store all day, but I wasn't with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept thinking, I feel really unfulfilled.
Uh-huh.
I need to be with people, and I need to be helping them in some capacity.
Yeah.
And actually, a lady out in Boston that I met does real estate. And she
Okay.
said, hey, I'm going to give you some money towards getting your license for a real estate agent.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I really hadn't thought about that. And I'm like, well, okay. And I sat on it for a couple weeks because I wanted to, like, am I serious about this? If I do something, I like to do it all the way.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. What do I have to lose?
Right.
I can't say that I know like what's different about me or someone that's been doing it and they haven't sold yet. But every day I just get up. I'm like, I set my tone. Like today I'm serving my buyers in the best capacity that I can. I understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just always thinking about like ways to read them and really know what their needs are and meet them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's go back to this. When you say, okay, I like houses. Well, a lot of people get in the real estate business because they think they like houses. And when I hear them say that, I think, ooh, you're going to be disappointed because your job, this is shocking, probably 10% of your job is dealing with houses, right? It's a people business. If you love people and you love to serve people and you like to play a part and a role and assist, this is an ideal industry for you. If it's houses, they wear out pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you love people, it's evident. I mean, I think it's really evident. When you walked into our office, the first day I saw you on a team meeting, I'm like, she's got a spark to her, you know, and you were talkative and you just weren't in a shell, and those things are all important, right?
Yeah.
When you're out and about. But tell me this, what is something that you've gone through in your life that has given you the ability to pop back up? Because sales is sales. So although you've had great success in your first 30 days, right? Here's what the trap is going to be. You're going to have to stay. I had someone say this to me. I sold 2 houses my first week in real estate. And someone said to me, I'm surprised you even survived real estate then. And I said, that's so smart of you to even think that. Because they said, you probably thought it was so easy. And then when you found out that it wasn't, she goes, I'm surprised you survived. So like, that's the thing. You're going to have, like when you move into this, obviously you're 30 days in, and you're getting your feet wet, you're having great success. You're going to have to guard against the thought, if you hit a week that's down, like, oh, I didn't do that this week. And I believe your trajectory is you're going to continue to soar. But if you hit those bumps in the road, those curves, like what is it about how you think, what you speak, and what is probably the difficult thing, the difficulty? Because I always think that you have pop back and you have get up and you can do something because of what you've gone through. So tell me a time that you've had to go through something that has given you the ability to jump into this pretty, from the exterior it seems like, fearlessly jump into conversations, jump into action. There's got to be some history back there.
So much. I would say, well, I was married for 18 years.
Okay.
And I'm recently divorced, so that is probably one of the hardest things that I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had a couple businesses that we tried and failed. And the last one we had was a restaurant, and that was in 2018. And we failed, and it was like we both were we lost all of our gusto. And we kind of sat in that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned something. And I guess the thing that I would say I learned is you just need to get back up. Don't stay in that failure. Okay, it wasn't a win this time. That's okay though, because I only fail if I quit. And so I've even thought about.
Did you guys hear that? You only fail if you quit.
So I thought about that a lot. I had another agent telling me, like, she had 3 deals when she first started and they all 3 fell through. And I've thought about that, like, what are you going to do to keep your momentum? So I'm always thinking about that. You know what? To keep my momentum, I'm going to make sure when I lay my head down at night, every night, did I serve my clients to the best of my ability? My current clients, were they treated how they needed to be treated and served properly? And what did I do to get more clients to me? Because I've been trained by the best in the industry, and so that means I'm the best. I have years of experience backing me, so I just think to myself, I have something to offer to people that maybe other agents wouldn't, which is that I'm not going to quit on them, I'm going to listen to them, and I'm going to serve them.
Christine, this is so interesting. You don't even know this. I oftentimes get asked, like, what makes you different than everybody else? And I always come back to one thing. I don't quit. I continue to pop back up. I've been beaten down so many times in this industry. So many times. It's the ability to pop back up and not quit and just say, I'm in this with you. I'm going to figure it out. We're going to get you there. We're going to get creative. Like, they say 90% of all real estate transactions that go sideways are the agent's fault. That's bad, guys. Right?
Yeah.
It's because we quit. We quit thinking creative. Like how could we figure this out? Right? If we can just step into it, most buyers and sellers, they just want their house sold. They want to get that house bought. What's standing in between it? Sometimes it's obstacles that we just get tired and don't want to deal with. But if we keep going and we keep searching and we keep, 95% of the time, you're going to be able to keep a deal together. If both parties are still wanting to. You know what I mean? If both parties still want to do it, that if you have that mentality, I'm going to serve my client, I'm going to get this thing done, I'm going to figure it out, and you go to whatever lengths you have to figure it out. I mean, guys, I can't tell you how many houses I've painted, how many floors I've cleaned, how much paint I've scraped off that's lead-based paint because I couldn't pass an FHA or VA, inspection. I'm out there sucking up paint chips off the grass. Like, literally, like, you do what you need to do to get something done. I've landscaped a house before just to get it to pass an inspection. Like, there are things that if you come into it with that kind of mentality, which is not what most people will come into it with. Most people are going to it looks fluffy, it looks glamorous. It's about anything but glamorous. You're in the trenches with human beings, and it's highly rewarding, but it's also, it can be taxing, right? And you got to be creative and you got to get back up. So I'm thinking if you've gone through 2 businesses, I like what you said. You said, okay, we failed and then we sat in it. Here's the reality. Like, success and failure, like where one starts and the other one stops.
Right.
No one knows. How many baskets did Michael Jordan not make? How many shots did he not make? How many shots did, you think of it. Like, the greats. When you think of the greats, think of all the things that they failed at.
Yeah. Yeah.
All they did is get back up.
Sam Walton.
Yeah.
Was one of them.
Yeah. And when did he get back up? Like, he started that at an older age, right?
Yes.
Walmart was started when? Was he like in his 60s?
I don't know that part. I just know that he had lots of failures before he got to Walmart.
Yep.
And he made it. But it's because he never quit. And also, too, I think you and Anna both are role models for me. So I have people that think right and positive and know how to treat people. And so I always just feel like that is backing me.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's a comfort to me.
It should be. Yeah, it is. It should be. It's always good to have your support team, right?
Yeah.
When you're out there on the field. Tell me this. Looking at the real estate industry, being in it pretty new, what would you say is your biggest surprise that you weren't expecting?
Geez. I have to think about that one. My biggest surprise, how many buyers there are.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, there are lots of buyers out there, aren't there?
Yeah, and also just needing to know about the market too, I think, is another one. Being aware of the market and being able to be the voice of, hey, this is what's going on, and letting people know you don't have to be scared in the changing market. Because a lot of this is like, yes, it is a huge investment for buyers, but it's a safe investment.
Yeah. It's a historically it's a safe investment, but even more so in the Cedar Valley is a safe investment. Like, it's stable, right?
Yeah.
And we're not on the coast, so we don't have the massive fluctuations that they've seen. But even the coast, they're probably, if they see any kind of adjustment, it would be probably pretty minimal at this point. That's what the experts are saying, not me. That's what the experts are saying. So, interesting. I wondered what your first impression would be. So, looking ahead, looking at the future, tell me what you would give now. You've owned a few homes, right? What would be to your future grandkids, to your kids, to whoever's going to be buying real estate? I always like to say, if I'm talking to my family, if I'm counseling my family, this is what I would suggest. What would you tell a child of yours who's getting ready to buy a home? What would be your best counsel to them?
Make sure it has good bones. You have a good agent helping you, and take your time. You don't have to be in a rush. I think that would be my main things.
Yeah, that's good. Good foundations is much easier to build on than one that's not. That's for sure. Well, Christine, it's been such a joy to have you on this program. I'm so excited to see where your career goes. We're going to keep staying in touch with her because, I mean, she's out of the gate like a lightning bolt. And, the interesting thing is, so was I. And I think it's so interesting to watch. When I got into real estate, I sold 2 houses my first week. I'm not tooting my own horn. I just didn't know that wasn't normal. Right? I thought, well, I've been kind of thinking about it. I've talked to everybody I could talk to. And as soon as I got my license, they were ready to go. So I see some similar things in you. And I think you kind of have to be that person that's out there just telling people what you do. And you're doing a nice job of it. So kudos to you. We're excited to watch your career. If you guys have any kind of, we obviously want to be a resource to you. If you want to grow your career, if you want to, grow your real estate business, reach out to us. If you have questions on how we can help you, we're always available to you. This podcast is going to continue to produce every week, and it's going to have lots of insightful things. But if you're looking to even tap on Christine's brain, you know where to reach her.